The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you find it hard staying optimistic with all the financial news in the media? I'm Bernard Hickey, and on my podcast, When the Facts Change, I'm here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of economics in Aotearoa. So join the conversation every Friday on When the Facts Change, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in partnership with KiwiBank.
That's probably our best ever. Yeah, I'm not allowed to clap anymore.
Okay. Welcome along to the Real Pod. That's a funny intro, wasn't it?
There
we go. My name's Jane Yee. I'm joined by Duncan Grieve and Alex Casey. This is your reality TV in real life in New Zealand podcast. But thanks to Nando's.
Thank you, Nando's. We had a bit of a snafu today.
Oh dear.
Nando's was running behind time, but when it arrived, could make gods cry.
It actually
Well, all the gods at the spin-off are crying. And that's the tea.
I have such great news. I've watched all the things this week.
Whoa, what a good lady.
Yeah. So did you guys watch all the things?
Yep.
Yeah. I made notes even for Top Model, but I
Same.
can't find them anywhere. I swear I wrote a whole bunch of stuff.
I got a whole page.
Anyway.
Nando's. I went out for lunch, but left half of it on my plate because I wanted to have room for Nando's. That's how dedicated I am.
Oh, we've got some news. Oh, shit. The doc's behind you, Jane, on the computer.
We can root it out.
We have to get... Sorry, Jane, I have to not look at you for a bit.
Don't worry, you don't need to see
some
me.
important Nando's
I'm all backlit
news.
weird anyway.
Sylvia Park is opening sooner than we thought.
Is it a soft or a hard opening?
Well, there's a soft opening on Tuesday the 29th next week, and there are 20 spaces free for cornies. So this is not a drill. This is free chicken at Sylvia Park. It's like up in that little bit next to where the movies are, where the toy shop used to be.
That's a crazy location.
Yeah. And so if
good.
you want to go, it's Tuesday 29th of
October. Alex just pointed at me. Like I'm her month-knowing mate.
5 till 8 p.m. They haven't got the license yet, so there's no booze, but all the chicken you want, gratis. If you want to go, email me. I'm getting a lot of emails from cornies at the moment, and I am bloody loving it. But email me, headline Sylvia Park, and I'll get you in. Some of us might even be there. Some of your friendly spin-off people might be there. Shallst we dance?
I reckon.
Can I? If this is like an
but-
exclusive opening, does that mean there's also potentially going to be some celebrities there? I mean,
Guess
aside
who's going to
from you
be
guys?
there? Kevin Mealamu.
What?
Whoa.
How?
He's a big Nando's fan. More people?
Do you know what? I feel like with them positioning themselves next to the cinema complex in the same way that they have done in St Luke's, and I think they've done something similar. They've done something similar in Christchurch.
Yeah.
Haven't been
By the movies, yeah.
Haven't been, so I don't know exactly. But you know, a movie in a Nando's, like it's a thing.
It's a
totally going to be
real
a thing.
It's the best thing as well.
Like proper date material.
Real date
You know?
material. I was there the other day and I saw a lovely, very touching scene. It just kills me to see like an adult son and an old dad on their own having dinner. Not talking. They did not talk I was watching them for like an hour. But they loved their chicken. And they loved the quality time together. And I'm sure they loved me staring at them.
New Zealand men, we're nice, good stoic bunch. Don't need to fluff about with any of that chat.
It was really, really sweet.
Speaking of Speaking of fluffing about the chat,
Shall
I've
we?
got a whole podcast to get through.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm also,
let's get
I've got a
on-
meeting.
Just,
so-
I actually have an appointment
um,
as well today at 4:30, so I have to leave. at
Okay.
4.
Oh, we're going to be done before then, don't you worry. Okay, our hashtag is #RealPod. Our Facebook is facebook.com/TheRealPodPod. That's also where you'll find our Real Pod Corner. Lovely little cozy group there. And our Instagram is @TheRealPodPod. Coming up on the podcast today, we're going to be diving deep into my restaurant rules and also episode 2 of New Zealand's Next Top Model.
Cycle 1.
Got lots of news, lots to talk about. So I think we should just get into real news. Sorry, guys, you're not going to hear the sting because remember that technical cock up last week where I had to record into my phone. I've not really solved that properly yet.
Can I just say as well, if you're trying to get into the corner, answer the questions or you will be declined. Ruthless policy.
We're
We've
getting
had a
more
lot
stringent.
of just Johnny come lately trying to get
Someone in the corner was like, my mate tried to join and he didn't really answer the questions properly and he still got in, and I felt like personally judged that I wasn't being a good enough judge. So I
It could have been me. Sometimes when I feel generous, I do
Sometimes
things.
I'm like, oh, you got 2 out of 3. Well, you tried.
What are the questions?
You're halfway there.
Well,
What was
I
it?
don't want to tell you.
Okay. So I should leave and then try and get back in.
You should leave and try and get back in,
All right.
Duncan. It was nice knowing you. Anyway, here's the real news sting. Look, I apologise if there's some crackling on the line. This is a lo-fi pirate radio broadcast. Honestly, major technical issue. I'm running on like GarageBand from 2014 today.
Throwback.
Antique.
Fantasy Suite.
It may cock out at any moment.
That's like skeuomorphic era. Hey.
Speaking of Fantasy Suite, Bachelorette has started filming.
What, New Zealand bot? Mm-hmm. What? What?
Yeah.
Don't just say things.
It has.
How do you know? They must have found 25 bloody blokes.
How do I know that? Do I know that from you, Jane? Was it in the corner?
No, not.
I forget.
No, I just know that I know it to be true. I also heard that they originally tried to get, I think when TV3 were looking at it, they were trying to get Rachel Hunter on board.
In what
TV
capacity?
As the Bachelorette.
What?
What?
She's a single lady.
Why are you just dropping all these news bombs?
Just casual.
Breaking news on this podcast? We've got to do it on that
Look how much
website.
She's so enjoying it. Yeah, you can't do it. We'll just have to hold it back.
Sorry.
Jane's
Sorry.
Jules.
Hey,
A new
many
column by Jane Yee.
when is Bachelorette due to screen?
We don't know. I'm sure we'll find out soon at the
Upfront.
showcase. TVNZ showcase coming soon. I heard, I don't know, we'll have to cut this out too, 160 titles slated to appear in the upfront.
What? That's
I know.
obscene.
Many
That's a
titles.
long announcement.
Man, I'm gonna have to bring a hip flask because they don't water you.
They don't order you until you have to eat your dinner first, and then you get a nice drink at the end.
That's what they did at the Music Awards one year. Do you remember that? They didn't bring out any of their alcohol until right at the end. They wheeled out some carts
Yeah,
to stop everyone getting
those are bad old
terribly
days.
boozed. What else is happening? We don't need to talk about them, do we? We've
What?
got so much to talk about. Well,
Have we even-
MediaWorks is for sale,
Yeah.
which Duncan went rogue. Duncan went rogue and recorded his own little podcast.
Sorry.
This is a phenomenal monopod. Have you listened, Jane?
No.
Tina, have you listened to the monopod? No. I mean, that's just like work for Tina, isn't it?
It is. It's horrible. It's basically like one long monopod working with me.
Duncan, who recorded it for you?
Alice Webb-Little.
Oh, right. So, okay. So you were like, I need to do it. Who's free? Get behind the mixer and let's go.
I just felt this urge.
Did you have notes?
I had like, where are they?
Yes, is the answer?
Yeah,
Yes.
these are my notes.
Yeah.
Wow. That was extraordinary. 29 mins. Can you do it again? Condense it down into 29 seconds. Go.
It's embarrassing how much I enjoyed doing it. Like, because I was like, can you do? You know, it's just it's like mad riding a bike to Onslow, except heaps easier and not as hard. But
And Onslow to Huntley, but yeah.
What did I say?
You a bike to Onslow.
Oh no, I didn't.
It was like you were there's an offcut in this video we've been making to kind of sell the spin-off as a concept, and there was a bit that got cut out of you saying you look around the room and you see the smartiest people in the world.
Oh,
It's hard.
It's like when Daniel called Tyson the most arrogantest individual.
I know.
The most smartest and arrogant. You're basically on the same page as Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
dear.
Oh.
But what
yeah,
is happening?
So the biggest news, I mean, obviously MediaWorks for sale and Duncan finally getting his proper monopod in, which is a huge achievement. So Duncan, congratulations. It's been a long time coming.
Thank you.
The Cornies really loved it. I did, like I said, I didn't listen to it. So can you give me a real long TLDR type summary?
I basically just talked about how I heard about it, what I thought. Well, there are some people skeptical about whether it's real. I addressed that, talked about who might buy it and what the sort of rough likelihoods were, and tried to kind of talk a little bit about my generalized sadness or my feelings about the channel and how it had in some ways informed the spin-off. And then just, I get quite emotional when I think about television passing as an era. Like, I think linear TV sort of bound the nation together in this kind of, just this, it was like this gluey substance that made us all understand one another a bit better. Like, I think having common sort of cultural experiences in that mass way, like that's quite important, and you're never going to get that back. And that was just, so it's basically just like that stuff, had a lovely time.
It was quite emotional at the end, I thought.
It's true.
I think I might listen to it. I think you've just done a good sell there.
It's people listen to it, different crowd to the normal pod. But
how many of them have come back this week being like, I can't wait for some media discourse, business analytics.
Welcome to all our new listeners.
Sorry,
so about
we
it.
catfished you.
We do a little bit, but we do a little bit of that. We can talk about John and Ben, which I think is actually kind of nuts.
Oh yeah.
So they're leaving the Edge Afternoons, heading over to, I wanted to say TRN. There's the old days.
Whoa.
Heading over to Hauraki on NZME.
To fill the drive show.
Sharon is running like a poll on her Instagram about who should be her new co-hosts.
I reckon Sharon's going to kick ass, and I like the fact that they'll be going head to head. I'm a big Sharon guy.
Are they going head to head?
Yep.
I'm a big Sharon guy too, gal.
What
I'm
about
a big
you?
Sharon gal.
Yeah.
Love Sharon.
Tina,
Do you like Sharon?
do you like Sharon? Thumbs up. That's
And
four Sharon heads.
She's a Casey,
It's true. You got to stick together. 4 Shaz heads in the house.
Yeah.
So
I also love Megan and Nia, if we're going to broaden it out.
okay.
Could those
Meg?
two get on the radio together then?
I would love that. I would love that.
Or is that like too much goodness in one
Yeah,
one
just
time slot? Do you
maybe-
need to space it out a bit?
I think
Yeah.
it's just a problem when you put more than one woman on the radio together, Jane. I don't think it's actually allowed. It's against the BSA.
Shut.
It is,
Actually,
you're right. Shut it down.
if you're
Shut it
listening-
down. But who do you think would be a good match to go with Sharon? A lot of people saying Laura Daniels.
don't turn in this podcast because it's technically not okay.
It isn't okay.
Yeah.
Laura
I
Daniel would be
missed that.
great.
Who else? Anyone else? That it?
I'm not prepared for this.
Okay,
sorry.
Anyway, it's good.
I
It's
feel
good.
like that every time Wayne puts up a poll in the corner. I'm not prepared. I can't. And I promise myself I'll come back to it, and 98% of the time I don't because I feel too much pressure.
Yeah. But the good thing about Wayne, there'll be another thing in a couple of days for you to mull over.
There'll be another thing.
The other
That's
thing
true.
about the John and Ben news came. So they're taking Lee Hart's slot. on Hauraki if they're taking Drive, right?
Yes. And what's he going to be doing?
And that was announced on the What Have You Done?
I don't know.
What have you done to my computer? Duncan's just taking screenshots for some reason. That announcement came the very same within 2 hours of us breaking the exclusive earth-shattering news the Late Night Big Breakfast is coming back to TVNZ in 2020 with Lee Hart, with Jason Hoyt, Jeremy Wells unconfirmed. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about it.
I think Late Night Big Breakfast is one of, if not our, like it's way up there in terms of New Zealand comedy masterpieces, I reckon.
And I feel like even it's been 5 years since it was on TV, and I remember when the spin-off first started, it was something that we were huge fans of and really championed, but unfortunately no one was reading our website back then.
Yeah.
We did a whole day of it.
Yeah.
And more. Terrible, really blurry photos. Don't know what I was thinking. Don't know how I was cropping my feature images, but yeah.
But I think it's cool. I feel like, I don't know, I can't remember whether it was in the story or not, but it has this air of being like New Zealand's Partridge, and that it moves around different time periods and networks and slightly tweaks its format, but while having the same sort of core idiocy. And I just loved. You'd have to have thought that it was dead, especially after TVNZ dumped it after one season last time.
Yeah.
So it's real cool that it's reviving in 2020.
Lee Hart's also launching Moonflix, his own online streaming platform, which will just be like the rich archive of everything he's done, which I actually think is kind of huge as well. He's done so much good stuff. He's so smart.
Yeah.
He's like an amazing guy to interview about comedy and stuff because he takes it so seriously and is very like frank about it in a way that I feel like you don't really hear many comedians talking about their work as
so
like actual
true.
like business.
Because it's very rare for like comedians tend to be like at the mask up the whole time and they're cracking jokes the whole time, and it's almost like it's breaking some sort of sacred vow to ever talk sincerely about your work. And Lee Hart is almost the person you would least expect based on just how constantly he holds that buffoonish character up, but he's amazingly sort of cerebral in terms of the way he talks about like the form and its delivery and so on. It's cool.
See, I like my comedians funny at all times. Never serious, only funny. If you're not cracking jokes,
Get out.
Yeah.
You know.
Who's your favourite comedian,
I'm
Jane?
to hear that.
Who's your favourite
I tell
comedian?
You, I'm a big fan of Chris Parker, but I'm also becoming more and more of a fan by the day of Brinley Stent. I've been watching her Instagram
Japan?
stories. She's
Yeah.
just doing like the 30-year-old woman solo trip to Disney Sea, which I didn't even know was a thing, but it's like a Disneyland sea themed type Disneyland.
I've been there, voted best Disneyland in the world.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
By who? You?
People on the internet.
So you?
I thought it was fine. I preferred the Disneyland Classic in Tokyo, though. I liked the other one better, but hey, I'm a contrarian by trade.
I'm an Aquarius. Anyway, so I just think she's a good watch. I love the like little Instagram story comedies. That's like about as much attention span as I have for.
What do you mean?
Consuming.
What's an Instagram story comedy?
Well, like people who are just being funny on Instagram stories. It's like I enjoy that. It's like little bite-sized morsels during my day. I can just like tune in.
Yeah.
Rather than sitting down and committing to like a whole half-hour sitcom.
Who's got time?
Not me. Not when there's a new reality cooking show flapping out of Australia.
What?
I'm really tired. I just have to say I'm really tired.
I think we're all a bit weird and low energy today. Apologies if it's not the usual standard.
I'm 2 days out from my fundraiser, 3 days out from my big fundraiser that I've been working solidly on, and so I'm a ball of I don't know what. But anyway, new.
Can we talk about the fundraiser?
Yeah, this is very like big
I
little lies.
Yeah, I want to know what's the crazy. Like, is there
Who are you
like
gonna
crazy
murder?
stuff?
Oh, it is crazy. It is so crazy. I can't even tell you. I want to write. I mean, if Big Little Lies hadn't happened, I feel like that I'd be onto something with my experience.
Wow.
But I feel like I could do like a comedy version of the same. There's some real characters involved, you know?
Mean
It's
Mums,
been interesting.
LA.
No, it's every stereotypical thing you would think about American elementary school fundraiser is happening in my life at the moment.
Wow.
The end.
Will you do
You know what you
little Instagram comedies about it when it happens?
Look, I'm one of two people running the whole damn thing. I'm not sure I'm going to have time, Alex, but I'll do my best for you.
Just a
I can?
GoPro attached to your head, live stream. That's all I ask.
Okay, that's done. Anyway, back to this show that's flapping its way out of Australia. It's a new cooking show, and I have to say, like, when I saw that this was happening, I thought, you know what? I'm happy about new reality cooking show. Like, My Restaurant Rules warms the cockles of my heart. Maths was a toxic wasteland. I'm all about the cooking shows again. I'd gotten a bit bored of them, but I feel like this is it's time. It's time for a comeback. Anyway, Matt and Gary from MasterChef Australia, the hosts, are joining Manu.
What we were just saying? Yeah. Manu.
Manu.
Oh, Manu. Okay. So you've got the MasterChef Australia hosts Matt Preston and Gary Mehigan.
Is this the show that happened because they had that big bust up or whatever with
Big
the
old bust
network
up.
or whatever?
Yeah, and they're joining Manu in a show called Plate of Origin. And so it's an original format. And it's going
Very
to see,
clever.
It's going to see teams from diverse cultural backgrounds compete to see which cuisine will reign supreme. What a
That doesn't
tagline.
sound
Ooh, it
like there's
sounds
any
tense.
potential for the first cuisine out to be somehow seen as bad. Oh, Australia.
Oh, dear.
It's definitely
Please
probably
change.
not fine. But anyway, that's happening. I got to get my
Is that
document
coming
back.
to New Zealand television?
Of
Jane?
course it will be. I think anything with those guys. And I can't get my doc open. Where's the doc? Oh my God, I'm in an absolute bloody flap, guys.
I love this cool new vocab you picked up in LA.
Oh shit, massive news. Jordan and Saxy have split up.
Okay, this actually is landing on me right now.
But you didn't know.
Well, no, not until I saw it on the doc. It was like a spoiler. Can I get some information? Can someone explain to me
they
reality?
both posted like right at the end of last week or start of this week. Very long. They were trying to make it work long distance. They're still talking every day, but they've decided it's not going to work. Jordan posted terrible grammar, heaps of like just commas for Africa. Myself a couple of times from the Levi School of Instagram captions. But Anna, I feel like posted a much longer and much more serious kind of series of things that spoke to the troubles she was having with her mental health. She mentioned she was, having very dark thoughts and things like that. And it was actually seemed like quite a freaky thing.
What are you
What,
doing,
Jane?
Jane?
Sorry,
She
I was
posted
just watching.
publicly.
I know, sorry. No. I was pulling. Sorry, I was watching Duncan. It's really inappropriate to talk about this, but Duncan just did the most Mr. Bean yawn I've ever seen in my life. And
Sorry to interrupt. We have a very important message.
If you love the spin-off, and you do, like if you're listening to this, you do, the best way to show it is to become part of the spin-off members.
This is a fund that helps keep the spin-off free and accessible to everyone without a paywall.
It also funds some of our most important journalism, like the stuff that we absolutely cannot do any other way without your help.
To get involved, you can pay whatever you want, as little as you want.
Yeah,
Is that true?
$1 a year.
$1 a year. Think of that, Tina. $1 a year.
And then you get to say you're part of something.
You get to be part of a club. I don't think there's any club you can join for $1 a year.
Yeah,
apart
it
from
might have
this.
been a mistake, to be fair, pricing out of that.
If you want to up it a little bit for $8 a month, you will get a book. The first ever spin-off book.
It's a sick book. There's 2 copies in front of Alex. The only 2 copies in the world right now, we think, maybe.
One of them has been used as a coaster, but it's also good for a read. We've also got very exciting.
This is huge.
This is huge.
Sit down wherever
Sit
you
down. Tell your friends.
This is for the cornies. Like, this is literally for the cornies, and it's a chance to show your level and your loyalty, and to compete and beat the other podcasts made by the spin-off.
for a very limited time, for a very exclusive number of you, you're going to get a Real Pod badge if you sign up to the spin-off members and say that you're a friend of the Real Pod.
Yeah,
Is that how we're doing it?
You have to join at the book level, which is the $8 a month level. You you get everything else. So you get the tote, you get the book, you get the sticker, and the badge, and the Real Pod badge, which is, there's going to be like maybe 50 of these things in the world ever.
Elite. So you have to go to the spinoff.co.nz/the Real Pod.
Correct.
Sounded like a question.
No. It's when I say correct, I mean incorrect.
Oh, okay.
The spinoff.co.nz/real pod. No, the /real pod. I feel like that's like a long time mistake of yours.
Yeah, but that's what it.
No.
But the podcast is called The Real Pod.
Yeah, but the URL is not. Okay, look, I'll make another URL.
Okay.
Gosh. All right, please do that. We want to win. We want to beat the other podcasts.
That's the main thing here.
Well,
apart from all the other good stuff, like support our journalism, keep the lights on, all of that. But we have to win.
Especially Gone By Lunchtime. If Gone By Lunchtime beat us, it's over. Like, is it? Can we make threat? Okay, let's stop it. Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, this is Toby Manhire, busting into your podcast to say please come and listen to our podcast too. Our podcast is Gone By Lunchtime. I'm the host, and together with Ben Thomas and Annabelle Lee Mather, we chew over the political issues of the day. It's Gone By Lunchtime. Come and check us out, thespinoff.co.nz, Gone By Lunchtime, and it's on all the podcast platforms. You know where to find them.
It was so distracting, and I know you're talking about a very serious topic, and so I'm trying to hold it together, but couldn't obviously hold it together with my
I thought
face.
you were processing the magnitude of what I was saying.
I'm sorry, I'm processing
So-
a lot of cheesy bread, and it just sometimes gets me a bit sleepy in the middle of the afternoon.
It's uncanny,
dear.
Duncan.
So yeah,
No, sorry.
it's very sad news. It's very sad news. Someone did see a light at the end of the tunnel and suggested maybe Jordan for Bachelor or to be on The Bachelorette. I think there'd be a lot of Kiwi ladies who would very much like to meet lovely Jordan.
Speaking for
Not
yourself.
me, though.
Is this the internet as well?
Yeah.
I'm sure his DMs are doing just fine. But that's sad because they were kind of like, they were the couple I thought were going to make it.
Yeah, they were wholesome.
But
Still got Vicky and Stefan though, guys.
Yeah.
And what about, we've still got
and-
Jimmy
yeah.
and Carmen. Jimmy, I'm here. My sources say Jimmy sucks.
your sources say Jimmy sucks.
What?
Yeah.
Are your sources your eyes?
And your ears?
Don't give up my sources, Alex and Jane.
Pretty sure we covered off Jimmy sucks for the last couple of weeks. But yeah, Jimmy
I just
sucks.
want to underline it. Hearing from multiple sources, which could be my ears and eyes. Not nose yet. Nose is still keeping it stum.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Oh, man. If you want to pick out yourself a bargain or buy it to buy it to donate.
We're going.
You know. I'm talking about Ray's watch. It's related.
Oh, yes.
I'm not
Ray's watch.
pivoting too much. Ray's selling his watch, which was he bought it for Jono, right?
Oh, I thought Jono bought it for him on their wedding day. Do you not?
Who bought who socks?
Oh, Ray bought the watch for Jono, and
Yeah.
then Jono like shattered it by just buying socks for lovely Ray.
Yeah, so I think reading the listing, the watch came back to Ray, and now he's trying to offload it for charity, which is
What's the price point?
That's what you do once you've been on Married at First Sight and you break up. You sell all jewelry, all associated jewelry on Trade Me.
You should just
Or
give
you
it
give
to
your ring to
old
us.
mate.
Anyway, we won't talk about that. But if you want to buy the watch for the museum, go for it.
How much is it at, Jane?
I don't know.
How much does
a
it
watch
cost at?
these days?
On
10?
Trade Me when sold by Ray.
I haven't got a link to the listing and CBF'd finding it while we're talking, so someone
Good chat.
else go have a look. So that's all sad news on the Married at First Sight front, but good news for JJ Feeney. She's found a lovely new man.
Oh.
And they've been chatting online and doing video calling and so on since January last year.
Bloody hell.
I know. And so he doesn't, she hasn't been to where he lives because apparently it's a country that doesn't have great relations with New Zealand, so it's hard to get a visa.
Oh my God, she's definitely being scammed.
Yeah, is it the Prince of
But
Nigeria?
she's met him. She's got a photo of their like legs together on Instagram. So he's come here or they've met halfway or whatever. But in January last year, she was in London, so that's where I reckon they met.
But
Because I went way, way, way back on Instagram.
How do you have this information?
It was
What
a
are your
news
sources?
story. Then she talked about it on the radio, and then they turned it into a news story.
But why
That's
is she
how I
being
know.
coy about where he's from?
I don't know.
And what's this thing about the visa?
But he's
It's
coming.
just very confusing.
He's coming here, I think, soon to visit or something. Anyway,
Oh.
apparently he's just delicious. Just delicious. Anyway, good on her.
Is he a piece of fruit? And
I
he
don't
can't
know.
come in because of biosecurity reasons.
I've told you everything
Delicious.
I know. I've told you everything I know. I need to move on.
Pineapple.
Duncan's doing signals at me, and I don't know what they mean, but I'm taking a stab in the dark and thinking
Of
that
18
he needs to move
minutes.
on.
Oh my God.
Okay. Finally, in real news, Anne Batley-Burton. Did she invite you to the pussy party this year? Are we off the radar?
No. Yes.
Okay,
We are.
because it was held last Friday. She had none other than Noel Edmonds there and his wife.
Noel Edmonds?
Yes.
What?
That's insane.
Yes.
Wait. Who is that?
Noel's house party?
Noel's house party.
Oh, I'm
etc.
thinking of Noel Fielding.
I think he
I don't know
does
who
Deal
that
or
is.
No Deal.
Noel
now, or
Edmonds.
recently.
He was probably the most famous person in the world.
Mr.
In the
Blobby?
in the late 80s. Yeah, Mr. Blobby. Are you kidding me? Noel's house
he
party.
is Mr. Blobby?
No, that was his mate.
That was his.
Oh my God.
Alex.
Young people these days, they don't know their history.
No. Anyway,
That was
no wonder,
he was
no wonder
like
we
the
weren't
Graham
invited,
Norton
Alex.
of his day. He had a great house party every week in England.
Wow.
He was gregarious, lovely beard.
And-
All I can see from here is Mr. Blobby, and I know what he looks like.
Go and have a look.
He looks-
After the
Go on, have a look, go on.
okay, she's gone. Okay,
This is
See you
crazy.
later. Anyway, so he was there at the party, and there's more rumours
That's
swirling.
crazy that
the
he was
rumours
in
have
New
been
Zealand.
swirling since 2016 that he might move to New Zealand. So who knows? Get him on the pod.
This is like Stephen Colbert, but heaps more hard out. Okay, there's another huge story breaking on the Real Pod.
Well, I mean, we didn't break it; it was in Spy, but
Well,
but
who reads that
anyway.
rag?
Okay, time to move on.
I have 4 weeks to decide if I'm going to drop my entire life in.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
This is fine. Don't even
Okay. Right, my restaurant rules. What a show!
What a great show.
What a great show!
makeovers. Great makeovers this week.
We start off in Waiouru with Tyson and Denise's new
Tyson. That's my impression of the mum.
That's really you've been on fuego with your impressions lately.
I
to hear a
couldn't
lot
get past.
more.
I couldn't get past the microfiber chairs. I just feel like it's a terrible aesthetic decision and a terrible practical decision for fabric on restaurant chairs.
Are
Once
those
you
the
get
sort of
gravy on
velvety looking
those,
ones?
The kind, yeah. Like once you get gravy on those, forget about it. You know.
Yeah, they get
Gross.
bellissimo.
I do know whatever the opposite of bellissimo is. That's what I think.
Not good. Can you talk about Raf's scarf?
Raf's whole makeover, I think he spent 20 grand on like his whole shit.
Neckwear and
And
gel.
it's like gel, so much gel. His hair is, let's like, he's got like Richie
Oh,
McCaw's
wow.
hair.
He does have Richie McCaw hair.
Crazy.
And I think he got a new chain for his glasses.
Yeah.
Just a real blow up. And he's earned it.
I love him. I love Raf and what's his face? What's her face? Sorry, Susanna.
Susanna.
I don't
Tyson
think
and
they're
Denise.
making it.
Look, I'm a Denise. I like Denise, and I like
I
the
don't
fact
like
that
Denise.
Tyson and hey,
I don't like Denise.
you don't like her.
I don't like anyone apart from Moxie. And Raf,
Okay.
of course.
I just think that they like worked well in the kitchen together. There was like no tension. They're just like,
Yeah.
What do you mean? He was like, move your ass, mum.
okay, that was one
Tyson
bit, but I
was
feel
such
like
a dick to his lovely mum. He's like, that looks like dog shit or something when she was trying to make the dessert. He said it looked like, I think he said it looked like dog shit.
Was
He
he not
is so
talking about his
pumped up on
own?
fame.
Was he not talking about his own pate, which actually looked like dog shit, like sick dog
No,
shit?
but that was crazy when the mum was running the tractor.
the torch.
Oh, that was foul.
One of the worst
Unbelievably
things I've ever
good.
seen in my life.
Like,
Tyson.
it's actually crazy to serve a dish called roadkill,
Roadkill.
and then be like, we're going for like ultra realism with this, making it
Flesh
out of
paste.
roadkill.
No, they said it. He
Running
said
a
it
little
was.
tractor.
He said it was theatrical, which is hilarious. Other things of note. Did you see where she pulled the brown sugar from? That sounds dodgy. She had a massive, just like this massive. Like a massive pelican
RIT
case,
pod.
like a huge tub of brown sugar, and I'm not
That's
talking
another
about like
euphemism.
a 4-litre container. I'm talking.
She pulled the brown sugar from her pelican case.
I can't. I'm having a shocker.
I love pelican case. That can be anything. It's all
Some people know what a
that
pelican
before.
case is.
I don't know what it is. Can you explain?
Okay, it's
I'd rather not
it's
know.
it's like protective suitcasing stuff that people use for camera equipment and like hard shell luggage, but like proper industrial style. The plane could run over it, and it would be preserved in its
Little
case.
tractor.
But anyway, it was just a
tractor
ginormous. It
would
was
run
just like
over
this humongous. They just obviously cook a lot with brown sugar. She completely forgot to put the flour in the cake, which was great. I feel like that's quite a vital ingredient. But there was a lot of talk about jelly, and all I could hear the whole time was, "Don't like jelly." Whole episode, both restaurants.
You would not
jelly.
have liked that jelly, I don't think. I don't think anyone would have liked that jelly.
What was the jelly?
The
again?
horrible
I fell asleep.
limoncello.
Oh,
He
that
made
was-
like a...
That was in the other restaurant, wasn't it? Oh no, it wasn't that restaurant.
No, it was Tyson. A little limoncello, like, ring of jello. For a lemon meringue tart, it was like ring of jello, curd, whatever, and then meringue. It had
Was
no...
it deconstructo?
and-
Yeah.
It was just kind of like, fuck
Fucking,
up.
can you everyone just stop
But it was
fucking
tart
with lemon
form.
meringue pie? Stop fucking with lemon meringue pie. It's my favourite dessert, and it is supposed to be a pie. That's why it's called a pie. Not just
never seen her
not
this
just crumbed
passionate.
shit on a plate. Stop it.
Shit on a plate. That is definitely going to be a dish.
Or a tile, or a wooden
Rustic
board.
in 2023. They're really going for it.
I love the army guys, the special VIP army chefs that
Yeah.
night. I quite like that
Yeah.
addition. One of them was really brutal.
Yeah, and a couple of
What
guys.
else did they say? I
A
can't
couple of
remember
guys
what
from
the-
the chateau. That very pretty
Oh,
building at the
that's
bottom of
right.
the mountain.
Love the chateau.
And everyone, with the army guys there, suddenly everyone's really keen to join the army.
Oh yeah, that's right. Daniel said, hold on, I did take notes. There was quite a funny exchange where Daniel was talking about if he could join the army or not. Oh yeah, he said, could I be in the army? And one of them was like, I think if he had a haircut and he kept his mouth quiet.
Oh, that's good.
Oh my god, the erect vegetables.
Oh.
He did like it was so shit. He did like little, little skinny carrots, like rustic carrots, cut them in half and then stuck them up.
Oh,
in the
yeah,
plate.
yeah.
And everyone was like, that looks so shit. And then Raf was just like, Fantastico, when it came out.
Wow, he gets so excited by just anything.
He gets so
His
excited.
eyes just bulge out.
Oh yeah, he said, that looks like dog's balls, mum. I wrote it down.
Was it in their restaurant?
mum.
Was it in their restaurant that he just picked up a chunk of meat as well when they were doing the critique? He just pulled out the same kind of critique where he was like, "It's a good dish," and then Colin sort of eyebrows him to say, "You've got more to say," and he's like, "Well, overcooked carrots, bloody this, bloody that," And then
Yeah.
he just picks up a chunk of meat and just bites it, a la the
Cold
lemon.
carrot,
It's
cold
like it's his
chewy
move.
pork, tough leeks. And then he bit straight into it. I love his
Gonzo Daniel.
way. I love his way.
He's
It's
such
the
a-
weirdest thing I've ever seen.
It is. He's so sarcastic. Like, so sarcastic, but not in a I don't know. It's not like a.
It's very hard to read.
It's very hard to
Like,
read. Anyway, all of the food I thought looked fucking delicious, but I hadn't had lunch when I was watching it, and I was so hungry. And I was like, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Except for the roadkill. I wasn't going near that. But everything else, I was into it. They got 80 out of 110.
Nauseous. Yeah, which was conspicuously 1 point more than Old Mates, which felt deliberate. Because I think that's what they want. That's the best TV, is the final Tyson and Denise versus Julia and Daniel.
Oh. They ain't getting that though.
I think they will.
Moxie.
No,
Moxie are out.
Moxie's
No.
got Moxie.
Moxie are out.
Moxie are the
78,
beast mode.
78
Also,
and out.
how rare is it that like the Auckland team is not the villain? Like I just like Moxie, just the most like calm, kind of level-headed, just good, calmly confident team. And I keep trying to figure out, like I keep trying to want to hate them, but it's purely just because they're from Auckland and they're like the Birkenhead ones.
I'm gonna go to Moxie, like real soon.
It's a good idea. I was checking out the menu. Steak for two, $69.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Man, that's Auckland prices.
Big steak. Okay, next stop, Nelson, where there's been a lovely Italian makeover. And Daniel looks like a witch.
Has there been?
Daniel looks like a witch.
What do you mean?
He's got a witch.
Daniel.
Like Daniel, Daniel. You know our mate Daniel,
Yeah.
obviously. It was when we were at the Italian restaurant, the name of which I forget, I had the realisation that he looks like a witch. And it's an aura that he has and a look in his eye. And I think he's a witch.
I think I haven't figured out why they look more like mum and son than husband and wife, even though they're obviously the same age. I think it's a real personal style thing.
Oh, it's definitely a personal style thing.
So, like, Daniel, like, his whole aesthetic is very sort of teenager from 2003. And because she, doesn't look like that, looks like a grown-up.
Yeah.
And a little bit of the sort of, and the fact that they look related, like they've got quite similar faces. Mm-hmm. That's where it comes from.
Yeah.
Because it's can't deny it.
It's something.
It's a thing. It's out there.
I think it doesn't help that whenever they put them in the, the what do they call it when there's a green screen? The green screen.
In the moment.
When they superimpose them in the moment, and Daniel's hair doesn't quite cope with the superimposing, and so he genuinely gets like a kind of a ghoulish glow around him. I think that contributes to my feelings that he's a bit witchy. Anyway, this is all overshadowed by the fact that he says Tyson is the most arrogantist individual. And it's actually pretty hard to say, so kudos to him for getting that out of his mouth, in my opinion.
Arrogantist.
Arrogantist. Smartiest is much easier than arrogantist, isn't it, Duncan?
Yeah, it's true. And it's real. It's just a real word that people say.
Julia looks like a pile of shit.
Julia,
she said that about their capsicum starter. She's real savage.
She goes like low-key beast mode.
Yeah.
And she's very comfortable. She's out on her own, but it feels like Daniel goads her, and then as soon as like the little red record light comes on, she'll like say it, and then he'll be like, "Oh, Julia, that's very oh, gee,
stop it, Julia.
How do you?"
Yeah.
She also I think that she's really just trying to play the strategic game, trying to like inform the rest of the table. And Daniel, for whatever reason, is just contrary. As soon as everyone hates something, he likes it. As soon as everyone likes something, he hates it. He's just he just wants to he's just a misfit.
Yeah, I love
and that's the way he likes
misunderstood, and that's why he's an emo. Another great quote: "You are magic," from Raf when Susanna was just taking the gnocchi out of the kitchen. But the biggest thing of all. Eat Lit Food next week.
That's crazy.
VIP guest in Moxie.
Oh, really?
Did you peep that, Jane?
No, I did not peep that. I'm excited about that. My favourite quote from Daniel was, "Sounds homemade. We all should be looking forward to that. We are in a restaurant after all." Dark. Okay, and we're not going to know their scores until Moxie have cooked, right? So we're not going to know the result of...
But they're out. They're out. We already know they're out.
Next up. up 10 years ago. New Zealand Next Top Model. New Zealand's Next Top Model. Can someone else talk, please?
New Zealand's next top model. I was so pleased with the corny response to this. It feels
People are loving
They're
it.
like
People are
arranging
watching
watching
it.
parties.
Yeah.
It's like going. You can watch its views. They're like caning up that old episode. It's real cool.
Whoever's running that channel.
Making big bucks for those
Making big
Netflix
bucks.
ads.
Their emails will be going like, you're getting more traffic than usual. You're welcome.
You've been hacked. How cool is the top model bus? I forgot about that.
Mate, it's just
Like
money.
Spice Bus
You
bombing
talked about
around
it. We talked
Auckland.
about it last week about the money that was thrown into this, and it's insane now that
Yeah.
I'm like watching
The
it
man-
through those eyes.
The mansion is so hard out. It's such
Yeah.
a quality manch.
Great, man.
So
So
we-
a little goodie bag on the
Goodie bag-
beds.
big goodie
An
bag.
original theme tune, or like a proper licensed theme tune, not some, It's quite amazing that was like a cool alt song back in the day. Just the lyrics, give me models.
Oh,
Give me
yeah.
money.
That's right.
So that was like, everyone was like,
Give
oh,
me
tune.
money. Yeah.
But it's like quite amazing.
And I feel like I haven't seen a good old fashioned like bedroom wars for a while. Where they just like run in
Yeah.
and they like grab the best bed, but they don't want to make the wrong decision. If they bag a bed now, is there a better one in the other room? Is it going to be a double somewhere? And it was all hectic as all hell. They just like tossed their luggage at the front door when they realised there were stairs. to
I
go
know,
up.
just the way that
Yeah.
they dropped the bags. Leather couches was a real good one.
And the pole.
There was a pole, yeah. There was a dancing pole in the middle of one of the
Terrell
bedrooms.
Lee's like, I'm not going near that dirty pole.
Because I'm not a
Sorry.
stripper, I'm not touching that dirty pole. There's posters of Colin all around the house, and I feel like surely there's one around
Surely.
that we can
Yeah,
please have for the
archive.
museum.
Oh, that would be so good for the museum.
I mean, I feel like they're probably hanging in Colin's hallway, but he could spare one, right?
He's got to have a storage unit. He's definitely got those cool old
we could try
mirrors.
and hack it. Is it hacking when you because it feels like hacking isn't as bad as stealing. So if we like hacked his real life storage locker,
Robbed him.
is that like his?
I'm pretty sure.
Google
No, I
Drive,
wouldn't,
but
because he's
in a
big on the
shed?
neighbourhood
Yeah.
watch. He'll put your
That's true.
picture.
Yes,
He'll put your
actually.
picture up in the
Yeah,
Mount
he will.
Albert community page. Don't you worry.
I love it. I like Sarah Mail so much.
Oh,
yes.
I like it's just I'd forgotten how like meaningful that was. Like it's so much better than the bloody envelope or whatever they did on The Bachelor.
Yeah, yeah.
You get email on your phone.
It's
Holy!
amazing.
No, it's the end of the world. You just don't know it yet.
I love it when Colin told it's Terrell Lee who has the kids, isn't it? When she was doing the wind challenge, she was like, scream, and she's like, and he's like, scream like someone's stolen your kids.
Your kids.
He doesn't say scream like. He just says someone's stolen your
Yeah, that's
kids.
true.
So intense.
The funniest thing, I didn't realise they weren't like shooting. They weren't taking photos.
It was just
No,
it was just our
Colin's vibe.
pleasure.
It was just have a moment.
This girl's a robot, and the batteries are falling out. Colin is like, he's so brutal on this. I love it.
Pretty face,
Is what
nobody
it-
home.
Yeah.
Brutal. And that was right after he said that someone had stolen her kids as well. That was like to Terrell Lee. So
Brutal.
barbed.
So
That's what it
Barbed.
takes.
Anyway, so they also did an amazing challenge at Max, which
Oh my
was in
God.
celebration of Max's Truly Madly Deeply collection or something. Anyway, they all like savages in a Savage Garden song. They went out and tore that store apart, came back looking like fucking terrible, quite frankly. Not them, not themselves, but the outfit. They did nothing to advertise Max's product. Christabel had like a pair of jeans dangling off her feet. Someone else has got one shoe on, one shoe off.
Nearly won. Christabel nearly won with that, and like Tara Lee didn't have any shoe. Only had one shoe on.
No, but
right?
Terrell Lee
And
said she couldn't
won.
get the other one on because her feet were like this. Her other foot was like this, and did this gesture which made me think, what's going on with your feet? She said, my toes are like that.
She
I was like,
squished her feet.
no.
She couldn't fit the second shoe on because it was too small. And they're like, but you've got one shoe on the other foot. Is one of your feet bigger than the other? And she's like, no, the foot that's in there is like the toes are curled up.
Oh, that's what she
Yeah.
meant.
She actually, Tara Lee did look good.
I really liked Lucy, Innovative Lucy, with the old belt as a cuff.
Built as a Cup was
That was
crazy.
a cup. So good.
That was amazing. It's like seeing the future.
My favourite was when, because one of the judges was the editor at large of, what was it, Fashion Quarterly or something.
Fashion Quarterly, Stacey Gregg,
And the
famous cool person.
the other was like, I don't know, someone from Max, Mrs. Max, Miss Max. But
Mrs. Max actually is more known for her pies.
Hosanna comes out and they're like, oh, and she's like, yeah, I didn't realise how bad it looked until I looked in the mirror, kind of thing. And I was like, you can't say that in front of Mrs. Max.
Yeah, Mrs. Max.
You got to be like, look, the clothes are amazing, most beautiful quality clothes, lovely cuts, great fashion items, but I've paired them together badly. Because it honestly just sound like, oh, look at this shit I'm wearing.
It's hideous. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a whole fucking heinous shot that, did what I could.
But they were just honestly like throwing clothes all around the store.
They bombed the place.
It was crazy.
It's a nuts scene. Also, just like all these like very young teenage women just whipping off their clothes.
That's
in their
not
underwear.
okay.
Yeah, that's
just
fine.
put that on at 7:30.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're basically like, it's you've got 5 minutes to put together an outfit, and this is a competition, and it's, there's a lot at stake. They have no choice really, but just, they're not going to take their time going to the changing room, trying a few things on. And I just, I feel like they were exploited a little bit there.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. But let's see how the
It
rest
was
of
a
the season plays out.
different time.
I mean, it was a different time when they told Ruby that she probably needs to lose a little bit of weight.
What's that? Yeah,
That was one. Oh no, sorry, they didn't tell her, but it was the guest photographer or person of that airplane challenge.
Oh, the Jean Batten challenge.
It was like,
she could lose a tiny bit of weight.
yeah, 17. Oh man,
Imagine the eating and eating disorders set off around the country with that.
Yeah.
Just like ping, 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 just lighting up.
yeah.
Oy.
Thank goodness we're watching it in retrospect. There was a Jean Batten photo shoot, and Tiffany left the mansion. The end. Hey,
Tiffany got told off for being too sexy. There was some good chat about this in the corner.
I had to fast forward this bit, so I kind of I ran out of time.
Well, they basically said she was coming across too sexy or something. She was being too hoochie, and then everyone was like, and then she sort of said, well,
it was unnecessary. It was uncalled for. I'm 17. She actually defended herself
that's right.
well.
That's right. And it's also like, yeah, as people said, it's like you're in an industry which actively sexualizes teenage girls. You can't suddenly say you're too sexy.
Chris Sicerich literally said to Ruby, 17? 16?
She's 17.
She's really sexy. She just needs to lose some weight.
It's
both of those things.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's actually baffling.
Sexy.
Yuck.
You can't say she's
You can't
sexy.
say that.
That's foul.
Did someone actually use the word hoochie as well? Is that
That might be my embellishment.
okay?
They were definitely thinking it.
But that's the vibe.
No, I thought Tiffany was actually... I didn't clock it at the time. I reckon Tiffany's, pushback actually feels real modern. I was
Yeah.
thinking, tracking her down and getting a sort of a sense of what it was like. I'd read that. It's a crazy show to watch. For all that, it's wildly entertaining, but for something that doesn't feel that far in the past, it's just shocking how consistently transgressive it is.
To think, we all watched this at the time. Did we think? Was it bad? Did we go, that's a bit bad?
I
or
think
was
we
it
might have
just-
thought that's a bit bad, and just in a kind of that's a mean judge thing to say, not that's bad for society as a whole kind of a way.
I remember thinking that Chris Sicerich was sleazy all the time, and what he said didn't seem okay given, just in any context, but particularly given the extreme youth of the woman. But I think all of the other sort of layers I probably just glossed.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy.
And then there was an ad. There was the little ribbon at the bottom of the screen that was Rove up next. That took me back.
Oh yeah,
What a time.
Rove is huge.
I know you've got to get your eye, Duncan, and you've got an appointment, Alex.
Yeah.
Any other segments that we want to cover off before we go? Because it's there's
Something
nothing
in the
filled out in the doc.
Is there nothing in the doc? I put stuff in the doc. I put something in the colon doc. Oh, nah. No?
not really, eh?
Should we play the Sting? Should we play Max Key and then
just
get
out
out
of here. It's a short pod this week. Sorry, guys. We can't always do the 1.5 hour feature length specials.
So it's like a 45-minute.
But also
Not much
bear in
more
mind
than a
there was the
monopod, really.
there was the monopod. So if you add that on, and we're up to standard, right? So you've had plenty of
beyond standard.
plenty of pod this week. But anyway, here's old mate. I can hear it.
Like and subscribe.
Max Key Corner. I know, I'll never forget you.
Subscribe.
Still so good. Still so good. Who wrote this bit at the bottom? I'm launching a social media column.
Oh, that was me. That was me, but it's still in the works. It's not to go to print, but Cornies, if you ever see anything funny on social media, you're very good at this anyway, you post it in the corner, but any of our beloved celebrities doing something weird, something crazy, something interesting, please send it to me.
Like
alex@thespinoff.co.nz. Just a link. You don't have to say hi. You don't have to say anything. You can be an anonymous source, like Duncan's eyeballs.
And earballs.
If, say, for example, someone like Max Key posted a picture of themselves... Did you say earballs?
Well, I mean, yeah. I think it's fun. I think it's an innovation.
This pod has lost all momentum, mate. It's just like we know the end is here. We've been like, there's so many pauses. No one's even talking. It's just like...
Oh, God.
All right.
I was just going to say, okay, Max posted a picture of himself sitting in a Holocaust memorial on his
Beautiful
Instagram
shot.
stories. Is that the sort of material that you're after, Alex Casey?
That's exactly what I'm after.
But you're going to see that. Subs that is what you're really after, right?
The deep.
The deep.
net.
I've got something. Well, I mean, I may or may not have
Deep
looked
trolling.
up Tyrrell Lee's Facebook page just out of curiosity because I figure... Who else is called Tyrrell Lee? Not many people, it turns out. Anyway, I found a great... I don't want to encourage anyone to go be stalking people on Facebook. But we do know these days now, like, don't just make your pages private, right? Like, you should...
I don't know.
Anyway, there's a lovely photo of a Moana cake that she made that cracked me up. That's all I'm saying. Like a birthday
Is this
cake.
on her personal...
No.
I'm freaked out, man. I'm not encouraging that kind of behaviour. But maybe I am.
It's not like you can't access your whole page. I don't think... I don't know. Like,
Right.
that photo...
Right, so
anyway,
this is something she's selected.
we'll wrap it up now. Do what you will.
Do what you will. Do what you will.
Within reason. Well,
Within
say within reason.
Within reason and the law and
The real
stuff.
pod accepts no responsibility
and
for you
within
doing what you
the
will.
confines of, you know, what's right and acceptable and socially just.
Hey, let's just do a real long disclaimer.
All of these opinions are not even our own. Certainly not the spin-off.
No way.
See you next week.
Bye.
It's your own day. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Tina. Bye. Thanks, Nando's. Bye.
Bye. We're cutting. Thank you, Tina.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
Kia ora e te iwi, Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spin-Off. If you enjoy listening to our podcasts, consider supporting our mahi by signing up to become a Spin-Off member at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.